Hello, hello, hello. How are you tonight, everybody? So good to see you. Thanks for coming and joining me. It has been an absolutely crazy week here. Lots going on, but I decided tonight would be a great time to just sit down a little bit, maybe have some chat and some bead rolling time together. So that's why I woke up super early this morning and posted it out there on Facebook and sent an email to see if you guys wanted to join me. So I'm just planning on hanging out for the next maybe like 45 minutes, hour or so. I've got some paper strips cut here. I'm gonna maybe chat about bead rolling. Hey Kim, how are you? Let's chat about bead rolling and what's going on, and there you go. So I'm gonna flip it over to the hands cam and we'll get started. Glad you can make it, Kim. All right. So here I'm doing magazine beads, which you may notice that I don't do magazine beads a whole ton. Hey Marianne. Hold on, I'm gonna get my screen organized so I can see you guys, your chat, while I'm working here. All right, I think I got it. Thanks for your patience. It's been a busy week. I have spent a lot of my week with my best friend Anne, who you guys have seen pop up now and then. She pops on lives with me sometimes, and she has gotten her service dog Henry, which we saw in a couple video clips, I think. And so I've been spending my days with her after her post-surgery. So that's been a lot of fun. Different, definitely from the normal routine. All right, so here's what I'm doing tonight. I've got this magazine that I cut up, and right now what I'm trying to do is just sort of separate it. One of my piles got a little mixed up here. Separate it into colors before I roll. I actually did start rolling a little bit over here. That's what I had so far. But then I thought I need to separate this into colors. So you may have noticed that I don't do magazine beads a whole lot. I do cardstock more than that. This is a white one. And so I'm really curious to find out from you guys some tips, because like when you are doing your magazines, do you do what I'm doing here? Do you like separate out the colors after you cut them, or do you go through the magazine and pick out the pages you like the best first and only cut the pages you like the best? Like I want to know what your process is for when you're working with magazine paper. Like what is it that you do to get the best magazine paper beads? So now I've got a little pile. You can't really see it. I can't really fit it on camera, but I've got sort of a random color pile up on my left. I've got reds, kind of reds and greens over here. Because earlier today when I was doing this, I was just sort of trying to get them by size. Because, you know, when you hand cut, they tend to be not exactly the same size. But what I would get on these beads sometimes is a little bit of too much white, or just a little glimpse of some words that I didn't like. And I thought, you know, I think this time I'm going to separate them out first and see if that gives me more control over the look that I want. So if you've got any advice for me on that, pop it in the chat, because I would love to know what you guys do. You know what's funny? I actually don't have too many friends locally who do paper beads. All of my friends who do paper beads are online. Now there are friends who will paper bead with me, but they are doing it mostly because I started doing it. So I don't get to paper bead a lot with people who have more experience than me. So I'm really interested in what you guys do. Valerie, hey, how are you doing, girl? Speaking of friends, Valerie is a friend of mine from way back We knew each other as teenagers back in Ohio, and now we know each other. She moved near me where I live now in North Carolina, so we get to be friends again. I miss you too, girl. Hopefully we'll be able to get together soon. That would be nice. So look, so here's like one of the examples of the more random colors. I'm going to put these up in the top corner. And there's my neutral. Neutrals are going down here. You kind of can't see it. It's a little off my screen, but over here is neutrals. And then blue and tan, blue, reds, and oranges. So that's my pattern here. So if you have any tips for sorting out these, let me know. But this is what I'm going to try. We'll just do a few more, and then I'm going to stop, and we'll start rolling a little bit. And while I'm doing this, if you guys are interested, there is a link in the description. I am giving away a $10 gift card to the shop if you will complete a quick little survey for me. Gina, hey, what's up? Look, everybody's popping on tonight. See, when I actually give you guys warning, you're able to come. I love it. So I'm giving away a gift card, a $10 gift card, to people who are completing this survey that I've posted in the description, because I've had some folks ask me for some more in-depth tutorials. Things like a purse and some flip-flops and things like that are just maybe a little bit too involved for a YouTube video. So I try to keep the YouTube videos, I think 15 minutes at the most, because I mean that's actually pretty long for a tutorial on YouTube. So I was curious if you guys would want to do an actual online class. So it would be like a small fee, like maybe like $20, not much at all, but just a small fee, and I would get a platform where you could actually talk to me with your voice, not just chat like you can here on YouTube, but you'd actually be able to come on and actually say words, and I would hear them. So that's what the survey is about. It's just kind of exploring that idea and seeing if it's something you guys would want me to put together. And if it is, I think it would be a lot of fun. But I just want to make sure that it's, because I'd have to kind of buy a tool to do that with and everything. So I just want to make sure it's something that enough people are interested in before I go, investing money in it. So that's what the survey is about. And then for your time, somebody will be winning a $10 gift card that they can spend on whatever they want in my store. So anyone who popped on, one thing I'm looking for, so you can see what I'm doing here is I've got magazine strips, and I'm kind of separating them by color. And I'm curious how you guys do it when you do your magazine strips. Do you go through the magazine and pick out the pages that you think would make pretty beads first? Or do you do what I did here? Do you just chop up, like I took chunks from the magazine while it was still bound on the side, and I chopped it up, because that's easier because they stay lined up. If you leave it bound on the side and cut it, they stay lined up, and that's actually why I did it this way. Because when they're not bound on the side, they slide all over the place, and then you don't get even strips. So I'm just curious, do you pick out your pages first, or do you cut it like this and then sort them? Oh, Gina, I got... Wait, Kim? Okay, hold on. I'm catching up to the chatting. Kim, you got interrupted 1,700 times. I can't imagine. No. So I'll say it one more time. You might have heard it. I don't know if I repeated it after you said that, but when you're doing paper bead magazines, do you pick out the pages you like the best and then cut them, or do you do what I did, which is I just took chunks of the magazine, cut it all up, and then I'm sorting it out by color? I'm just curious what you do. And Gina said that I got you hooked on cardstock. Magazines it's a whole different experience, I think, than working with cardstock. It's very different in terms of like the tension that you put on it. and just, I don't know, just kind of how the whole thing goes. Working with magazines is very, very different. Yep. So here's the ones, if you were popped on after I showed these are the ones I did earlier. And I felt like I was getting, like, even with these blues, like I felt like I was getting a little too much variation, more than I wanted. I wanted like more colors. So that's when I decided I was going to stop and separate. And that's when I started thinking, you know, I wonder what everybody else does, because I don't know. I haven't really talked to anyone. So Kim, you had I know. Well, the first time I ever rolled a bead with a magazine, I just kept ripping the paper, because I started with cardstock too. And cardstock is just so nice and solid and easy to roll that magazines take a little getting used to. So yeah, I'm not as practiced with this. But I got to show you guys something that I did. This was a complete and total accident. Look at this bead roller. Anybody want to guess how I managed to do this to my bead roller? It's covered in the blue paint. I don't know if you guys like this or not, but I was dipping the ends of the bead rollers the other day, and I dropped one. I dropped it in the paint. So then I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's just go with that. So I went ahead and covered the whole thing just to see what it was like. Yep, exactly, Kim. Dropped it in the paint. There's a little lag on the chat, so you probably typed it before you heard the story, but yeah. So we'll see. It does make much smoother, but you still get the grooves. So I kind of like this. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think you make a good point, Gina. I have fun shopping for cardstock too, and making my own cardstock, like taking cardstock and painting it and doing different things with it like that. I really like that I can do that. I mean, I guess you could do that with the magazines, but the magazine paper is so flimsy, so you gotta find ones that are size. You know, I don't know. I could sell them like this. Would you want ones that were completely fully color coded like that? I mean, if you guys want them like this, I could do them like this. They take a little, I think they'll take a little more time, because you gotta really, they have to drip dry more or less, which takes a bit. So see, my white edge is coming around. I guess that's all right though. You like them? Okay. Huh. All right. So maybe I'll do a few sets and throw them in the shop, and we'll see how they sell. How about that? We'll give them a chance. Oh, look, I have one that it's not pointed at the end. How'd that happen? So it messed up my, you gotta go away. Messed up my design. Let's try this. See, in all these, I'm so not used to this either. This is where the scan and cut spoils me, you guys. I'm used to every strip in my pile being exactly the same width. Like, when I use my scan and cut to cut these, I don't have to worry about finding strips that are close to the same width. They're all exactly alike. Donna, your hands are sore. How many did you make in the last couple of days? I have had cramped up hands before, but not too terrible. Gina, you can place your order now. You want to be the first, right? I guess I could put a pre-order thing up so I know how many to make, right? I guess I could do that when we get off the live. If you're serious that you want them, I could put up a little pre-order thing, and then I could try to make them this weekend, because I don't even have a whole set. I actually did, I think, 2 other ones like this just to see how it would go. So Gina, how's it going with your scan and cut? Is it going well? Oh, my glue is not wanting to cooperate. There we go. Okay, finally got a bead done, you guys. That took a while. See, now I've got this big white, but I guess that's okay. That's where, again, that cardstock has me spoiled. You never sleep because you love your skin and cut. That is awesome. I'm so glad. Carol got one that, her name on YouTube, if you see her on the chat, she's Naughty But Crafty. She had gotten one and it wasn't working right. So she PM'd me and we worked on it a little bit and we got into one of the scan and cut groups and they all helped her with it. And boy, it was giving her a fit. So I think she's going to have it replaced. But so I'm glad to hear yours is going well. Because mine was perfect too. I got mine out of the box, boom. Started cutting and never looked back. But I guess sometimes you just, with anything, you get a rough one and it doesn't go well. The lemon of the bunch, maybe. Oh, this is not lined up well. See, this is why magazines are hard once you're used to cardstock, because if the strips are not cut just right, it just drives me crazy. There we go. I think I got it lined up now. Kim, yeah, totally get the scan and cut. And the new one like auto senses paper and stuff, but I think that's part of why some people are having troubles with it. I think it's just maybe a little too fancy for the technology. But I have the older one and I love it, and it's a little cheaper too. So, I don't know. I might, after seeing what happened. Gina, which one did you get? Do you have the DX or do you have the one I have? I think I have the 350. Oh, there we go. This one's nice. There we go. That's got some really nice blues and reds and purples in it. Yes. I was looking for more paper. So Donna, you said you use a bunch of different kinds of paper. Do you use like recycled boxes and stuff too? Maybe you could ask your friends to save their cereal boxes for you. I've seen people do that online. They'll post that their friends just brought them all their old cereal boxes. But see, I haven't tried to run an old cereal box through my scan and cut. That's the problem, right? Oh no, Gina, stay safe. I hope it doesn't get you. Gina's got a tornado warning going on. That's not good. I think these are going to be pretty. I like the orange, and it goes from orange to, well, it looks kind of brown once it's rolled, but oh yeah, I like this one. So one of the reasons I'm doing magazine beads, you guys will be glad to know, is because I'm getting ready to film the video on the dipping method of glazing. So if you have been waiting for the next installment in the glaze series, because I did like 3 or 4 glaze videos, I think it was, or something like that, all kind of in a row, and then it's been a while, it's been a few weeks since I did another glaze videos because I've been kind of working on it, and I've got a couple videos in the queue. I'm going to show you how to make a dipping box. I found a really simple way to make a dipping box that's easy to store when you're not using it, so I've got that video that I'm going to film. And then I've got another method I'm actually going to use the dipping box for that's not dipping. And then I've got the actual dipping. And I feel like cardstock, when I tried dipping with cardstock, it just didn't, I just don't think that the full method is needed with cardstock. So I decided that I needed to, even though I was using cardstock in a lot of the other ones, and I will use that in this video because I need to have a comparison bead, like a 1-for-1 comparison bead. I'm going to also do some magazine beads dipped, because I think that's where the dipping method probably shines the most, is with the magazine beads. So Donnie, you use a rotary cutter. I have a rotary cutter, and I cannot cut a straight line with that sucker for anything. If you have any tips for me on cutting straight with a rotary cutter, I would love them, because I'm not... Oops, got it. There's a Kelly hair. One of my hairs was stuck in that bead. Oh boy. I am not the best with the rotary cutter. So tips are more than welcome. There we go. Hang on, I'm gonna... Okay. Just making sure I'm seeing everything here on my screen for you. I'm thinking maybe if I got like a ruler or something and maybe ran it up against the ruler. I don't know. But even when I sew, I got the rotary cutter originally for sewing, and it just, to run around like patterns, still don't do a very good job with it. A heavy ruler. Yeah. See, I think that's probably a good idea. I have a metal ruler. Maybe that would work. Because I love the idea of the rotary cutter, and I feel like it's so much easier on your hands. If you try to use scissors, it hurts, and if the guillotine cutter kind of hurts my back. Oh, 2-hole paper beads. Yes, I actually have been playing with that too, and I was thinking about coming out with a 2-hole paper bead roller. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, Kim. Because, oops, I'm sorry if that was loud. I accidentally hit the microphone with my hand when I went to wipe off the glue. Sorry about that. 2-hole paper beads are really neat. They kind of look like a square, I guess. More squarish when you're done. Here, let's try these 3. The blue on the bottom, the light blue. All right, let's try this one. So if you popped on, don't forget, if you haven't seen that survey, I am giving away a $10 gift card to get some feedback from you guys. So in the description of the live here, there is a link to a Google Forms survey. And now, just because of like international law stuff, if you're in the U.S., you're eligible to put your entry in to win a gift card. Unfortunately, for international, I'm not supposed to do sweepstakes for, but I may have to think of something else to do for you guys soon. But like, we'll do maybe another video giveaway or something like that where we give away prizes. But for right now, if you could click on that link and fill out that survey for me, it's just a couple questions. But it's about if you would be interested in taking an online paper bead class. By the way, I love the way this one just turned out. That is gorgeous. I love the variations in that one. It would probably be something like $20. It wouldn't be very expensive, but people have been asking for some more in-depth tutorials, like paper bead purse, which, let me see, do I have that purse? I showed a purse on one live and people were very interested. Here it is. I might have to move the camera up to show you this, but some folks were really interested in having a tutorial or a class on doing something like this. So if I can back up here. So this is a paper bead purse that I made. And it's definitely not something I can do in a 10-minute tutorial. It's even got like a liner here, which this would require sewing, so I probably would come up with a simpler liner for it. But it's even got like a liner and an inside pocket. So, but we could do like a smaller one, like a simpler one, possibly in a class type format where we did maybe 2 different live sessions. So flip-flops, just some more complicated things where we could come online and bead together. And so I was just wondering, and it would be a format, so I would need to invest in a tool where you could actually speak to me out loud instead of just chatting. So if you're interested in that, that's what the survey is about. And then at the end, if you want to enter for the $10 gift card, please do. I'm going to give that away in the first week of July. And somebody will get to get some free stuff out of the shop. You get to pick what you want. Bye, Val. See ya. Thanks for stopping by. Donna, you know the paper beads girl lady who started paper beads. You mean Janice May? Because I think I know she's had her YouTube channel for, gosh, years. Like 15? No, at least 11 years. Janice, she's been doing it forever. Is that who you know? She's awesome. I love Janice May. She does I don't even know if she does cardstock at all. She does the magazine beads, and she's fabulous. Fabulous. What's really funny is when I first started doing paper beads, and I probably did it 3 years ago, I started getting into this, and I was trying to research the history of paper beads, and nobody knew. Everybody who posted about it just posted the same story about how people used to do it back in Victorian times with wallpaper, but there's no real history that anybody's kept. I think it's just something that has been done over the years, but nobody thought to write it down. There's a lady in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Really? Maryland's not that far from me. Do you guys get together and paper bead? Because that is so cool. That is really awesome. Could start a local paper beading group. Maybe we should all start local paper beading groups on meetup.com, because I'm in have you guys ever gone on meetup.com? I'm in 5 different meetups on meetup.com. Most of them are for business though. I'm not in any arts and crafts ones. So no one on here has tips for me on the magazine page colors. I've got you all hooked on cardstock now, and I'm switching it up on you, huh? She has a shop and sell stuff online. That's pretty cool, Donna. I'll have to see if I can look her up and see what her name is. That's pretty awesome. I think the more people who do this craft, the better, in my opinion. There's not enough people who paper bead out there, because it's such a fun craft, and I would much rather have, the magazines and the cereal boxes and things like that end up in our landfills. I would so much rather have them end up, wearing them for jewelry. Even though I use a lot of cardstock, I think that's one of the great things about this craft, is that you can take things that are normally trash or waste, and you can do something really cool with them. You can even make a business out of it. Ask all your friends to give you their recyclables and their old magazines when they don't want them anymore, and then boom, you've got everything you need to create a jewelry business. All you need is some glue and a roller, and boom, you have a jewelry business, and you can go make money. Set up a table at a craft fair. You're helping the environment, you're helping the economy, and you're helping people look good with your jewelry. I hope Gina's okay. I hope the tornado did not come near her. Sugar bags. You mean the bigger ones, that you get the pound of sugar bags? Or are you talking about the little tiny ones you get at the restaurant? Because I never even thought about that, but that is actually brilliant. Heavyweight cardboard templates. Yes, I've seen those too. I have a few stencils that I sell in the shop that I cut out of like Mylar. They're not huge sellers, but some people like to have those. They're for the Euros. I have two, one for the thin Euro, one for the thick Euro, and then one for like just your standard triangles. Chip bags. I think chip bags would make neat ones, and they would be somewhat already waterproof even before you glazed them, which is cool. And you know, I've never tried wrapping paper. Have you guys tried wrapping paper? It's even thinner than magazines though, so I would think that it might be just as frustrating. I guess it depends on what kind of wrapping paper you have, but I might try that next time I have a holiday where there's wrapping paper. Maybe like, well, we don't usually do too many presents for Father's Day. My husband always wants car parts, and we don't wrap those. You can't really wrap the car parts that he wants. They're all used race car parts that he puts on his car. But next time I get some wrapping paper. Although, if you watched the Crafts and Coffee episode that I did over at Craft Habit, Sarah, the owner, brought me a gift bag, and it's one that she said has been floating around in her family for like years, that they've been trading gifts back and forth because they reuse the bags, and it finally bit the dust, and she gave it to me to make some paper beads out of, and I have not done it yet. I'm slack. I totally need to get do some beads for Sarah out of that. I think I'm going to make some beads for her and then let her make it into jewelry, because she's just a genius with the jewelry. Ooh, Kim, that's a good idea too. The inside foil part of the gift bag, and that could make some real pretty silver beads if you wanted even like metal looking beads. Actually, are all chip bags still silver inside? You know, I don't even know. I haven't even looked at a chip bag for a while. I'm gonna have to go downstairs and look inside my chip bag. My husband will be like, "What are you doing? Looking inside the chip bag. See what color it is. It might be white." Hey, Gwen. Paper grocery bags would make awesome, like, oops. Did you see that? It just exploded on me. Paper grocery bags would make awesome, like, craft color beads. And then, if you painted them, they would take the paint really well, too. When I use soda, I like to use the fridge packs in the soda because they're longer. And they can get me some larger beads, real nice chunky ones. But more often than not, I will paint them before I glaze them, because I just don't like the colors or the look. And for some reason I always use metallic paints on those fridge packs. I don't know why. Yeah, making the jewelry and wearing it is kind of the fun part, because you know what? When you wear it around and people say, oh, I really like your necklace, and then I say, oh, it's paper, and then they're just like shocked. They're like, what? And then I have to take it off for them to touch. Like, they're just astounded by it. It's a great conversation starter. Absolutely love it. And you can kind of tell the crafty people and the non-crafty people too. Because the non-crafty people are just kind of like, wow, that's cool. And then the crafty people will then start like hounding you for like, okay, how do you do it? Where do you get this stuff? What kind of paper do you use? And then you make new crafty friends. All right, I'm going to try putting this one on the top. Oh, I'm going to put that with the blue. This is working better for me since I separated out the colors. I think that now my colors are a little more, there's a little less white in the beads. And I think the beads are looking a little more attractive this way. My bead explosions scare her. That's hilarious. I know, I have actually yelled when it's happened to me unexpectedly too, and I'm focusing on something else, or, you know, especially if I'm watching TV and I'm getting a little distracted and something goes on me, I'm like, whoa. Or the dog will get scared if he's laying next to me asleep and then one goes and it makes a noise. It'll wake him up. That's hilarious. I like that one. That one's pretty neat. Sorry, I had strips stuck to my elbow. I like that one too. So my thought is, when I get more of these done, and after I glaze them, of course, what I'm going to do is like separate them out by color, because I've got a lot of blues. Well, these colors that I have down here, I've got lots of blue hues, then I've got sort of like the reds and yellows, and then I've got like these neutral grays. So my thought is I'll go ahead and glaze all of these using the dip method. We'll use these in the video, and then I'll maybe make 3 different sets of jewelry with the magazine beads, just to show different styles or something like that with magazine beads. Since I do cardstock so much, we'll kind of do something for the magazine people out there, because I know there's a lot of people who use magazines more than cardstock. Oh, he's 5. Oh, that's so sweet. Mine is 10 now. My boy. 2 more coats on the paper beads. How do you glaze, Donna? What method do you like best for glazing? And I was thrilled. Chase, I didn't post a picture of it. I posted it on my personal Facebook, but I don't think I posted it on the Bead Roller Facebook. But at the end of the school year here, my son had a market day, and the teacher, she's awesome. She had this whole thing, like she broke the kids into groups, and they had to come up with a business where they had to handcraft something to sell. And she made them buy a business license. She made them pay for a vendor booth fee. She made them pay for their supplies. Like they had to pay, I think it was $30 for their supplies. Like, not actual money. Like, she actually gave them money to spend on this, like fake money. They had to pay for their supplies, and then they were able to have unlimited use of the classroom supplies to make their item. And then they had the younger kids. He was in 4th grade, so they had the younger kids come in, and they gave them fake money, and they got to shop the vendor fair. And then the kids, after they made their money back, they had to pay her, you know, for the business license and everything else. And then what was left over, whatever they had left over from their sales, they got to use in an auction for stuff that the parents donated. Oh, Gina. Oh, good, you're back. Good, I'm glad the tornado's gone. A 12 and a 5-year-old. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, I've just got the 1 10-year-old. We stopped after 1. But the thing I was delighted with is he decided that they were going to make paper bead bracelets. And first his idea is he was going to bring paper bead rollers, and the kids, it was him and 2 other boys. And they were going to actually make the beads and then make the bracelets. But he quickly realized that probably wasn't practical, because they just weren't going to have enough time. So he raided my bead stash and took like half of my beads out of my bead stash and took them all to school. And the 3 boys, made like, I don't know, 50 bracelets for the kids to buy. So it was pretty neat. I went in on a couple different days and helped them out, showed them how to tie the knots in the stretchy string and how to keep the bracelets from falling apart on them and stuff like that. It was so cool. I know, Kim, like he had a really good teacher. 4th grade is like a tough year, I think, because they quit getting their hand held and they quit getting babied so much. And she was tough, not gonna lie. She was tough, but boy, she was so smart, and she really helped those kids get ready for 5th grade. Like, she really held them up to a standard, and I was real happy with her. Our teachers are awesome. I appreciate our teachers so much. All right, we're gonna try this one and see how this goes. Donna, you give away a lot of your jewelry? That's nice. Yeah, I've never sold a lot of jewelry. I feel like I haven't been making jewelry very long. But I did, that's why I started that uplifted program on the website, where I haven't posted a ton of jewelry yet, but the jewelry that I do post, 70, it depends on the piece, but mostly it's about 70% of the sale price is going to a charity, because I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it's the right thing to do. But so any of the finished pieces that I end up posting, I'll go to charity. I need to get some more up there. I'll tell you what, there is not enough time in the day, you guys, to do all the things that I think about doing. It's like you gotta pick and choose. I don't know if I like that one. It's got a lot of different sections in it for sure. I think these will look nicer once they're glazed. I might like them better. I know, Kim, I agree. I don't think that the kids, you know, and I don't know if other states have as much standardized testing as North Carolina has, but we have a ton of standardized testing here. They've got beginning of grade tests, they've got end of grade tests, they've got, you know, testing in between and iReady tests and all these other tests. And so these teachers end up having to teach to the test, and they can't just teach what the kids need to know. So things like finance and how to manage money and just basic, you know, human decency sometimes, you know, that's not what school's for anymore, because they've got to teach to the test, because if they don't get funding, and the school gets bad grades and all this other stuff, and I just think it's kind of sad. But there's a lot of there's a movement. Actually, a friend of mine kind of started a Facebook group to change that, to do some testing reform in our state, and I feel like she's making some progress, working with the legislature and trying to get some of that changed. But it's really different from when I was younger. Okay, I like this one. This one I really like. Right until the end, though. I wish it had stayed red all the way to the end. That would have been cool. Yeah, Alabama does too. I think they might all have that stuff anymore. Which, I mean, North Carolina has good schools, don't get me wrong. Like, we have awesome teachers, and I do love our schools. Where I live has really good schools. So I don't want to bash anybody. Because the teachers, like I said, our teachers are awesome. That's why I send my son to public school. Because we've had such a good experience. But, you know, they do really well under some tough conditions sometimes. Donna, you've been paper beading for 4 years. How about everybody else? How long have you guys been doing paper beads, if you don't mind sharing? I'm about 3 years. Donna's 4. I'm noticing I'm much slower at doing the magazine paper beads than I am at doing the cardstock. And I think it's partially because I'm afraid to I'm afraid to put too much tension on it, because I'm afraid the paper's going to rip. Because that's happened before. And then also just because I'm managing the multiple strips. Because I'm using 3 strips per bead on these. And I cut the beads at about 1 inch each. I think they're 1 inch, yeah. And it's a little harder to manage when they're manually cut and they're not all exactly the same size. So I'm definitely moving slower with these than I do with cardstock beads. Put this one on the top. Wanting 2 for 2. Okay, this one's not so bad. I almost let that one almost exploded on me too, though. I like the way I'm doubling the paper. Yeah, I feel like they're too thin if I don't. Because I want to have a bead that's got a little bit of, I don't know, weight's not really the right word, but thickness to it for this. Especially for dipping. Oh, and here, I never really explained. So let me tell you why I think the dipping is more applicable to the magazine beads. Okay, so one of the things that people use when they dip, because I did a ton of research on this, right? Because I'm not a dipping kind of person. I brush on, because you guys know, I love diamond glaze, right? That's the thing I use the most. Although some of the other things I've tried for my glazing series aren't bad. But I would still say diamond glaze is my favorite. But one of the things that people use when they dip is PC petrifier. So one of the most popular ways is dip it in PC petrifier twice, and then you use like a poly on it. So I did that with cardstock, and it was interesting because cardstock is already so firm that I felt like, I'm not sure why I did that, if that makes sense. So I think what we need to do for my glaze series and for my test is, to be fair, is that we need to go ahead and try it on the magazine, because the magazines are so much flimsier than the cardstock beads that I don't want to sit there and go, oh, you don't need PC petrifier, don't use it, when in fact I think that if you're doing magazine beads, you probably, my hypothesis is that you do need it. So that's what I'm going to test in the video that I'm hopefully going to be filming this weekend. I've actually got quite a bit of filming ahead to do. I'm going to be out of town for a couple of weeks, and so I'm trying to do some extra filming before I go. I'm getting a white edge. I can't do this. I gotta move this. I'm getting too much white. So I'm trying to get some filming done before I go so I can edit on the road and not miss a week for you guys. There are a lot of things you can do, Donna, with paper beads. It's crazy. Kim, oh, are you close to Morehead City, North Carolina? I am more inland. I'm like kind of right in the center of the state, and Morehead City is more over at the coast, but not too far. Maybe like an hour, 2 hours the most from Morehead City, I think. Is that where you are? Or do you vacation there maybe? And Gwen, so you've been doing it for 2 years. Yeah, so we're all about the same. It's kind of, I feel like paper beading has had a resurgence in the last like 3 or so years. More and more people are starting to do it. Gwen has a bamboo roller. Is it Janice Mays? I know Janice does, which I've never met her. Someday I want to meet her. But she does bamboo rollers. Okay, I love that one too. I like the blues. Blue's kind of my color. And I agree with you, Gina. It is easier. I think it is easier to glaze the cardstock. But again, and that may be why so many people dip, because that's the thing. Like, I always feel like dipping is probably more time-consuming, although people who dip think that brushing is more time-consuming. But I think it depends how you look at it. Because when you dip, it takes like 3 days to finish your beads, right? Because you got to dip it, let it dry. Dip it again, let it dry. Now, you're only spending, okay, maybe 10 minutes per dip, right? But it's taking you 2 or 3 days to get the beads done. Where if you're brushing on, I can get 40, 50 beads done in 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And then I can go ahead and do my project right away. So I think it's perspective. But that may be why I think a lot of people who dip also tend to do the magazines papers and the thinner papers, because I think it's probably fast. It may be faster with magazine though. It may do a better job hardening them with the PC petrifier. But that's my theory again. We're going to test it with the video. We'll find out. I don't know yet what's going to happen. Ooh, you're having, oh, there's a crafty event in Morehead City? Maybe you need to email me the details on that. That might be fun. You're so bomb. I do dip, and you do like it. Cleaner glazed. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean. So I tried dipping some cone beads, and they really, sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. And they really came out terrible. They looked awful. The ends were so crusty. And I thought, luckily I only did a couple strands, and I thought the time it's going to take me to take the bead reamer and file those down, I might as well just brush them. But I actually have another method I'm going to use on those particular cone beads that I'm going to try. I don't know yet if it's going to work or not, that I think is going to solve that problem. And that will be another video too. But again, this is all for this weekend. I'm doing a lot of filming and a lot of testing this weekend, you guys. If I get super excited, maybe I'll have to come on a live and spill some beans for you because I can't hold it in. Like, oh, look what I discovered. Let's see, I think I want this little cartoon guy on the outside. Well, yeah, we'll put the cartoon guy on the outside. You envy my beads. Huh. Yeah, but you know what? I feel like I've gotten so fast. I mean, I do each one by hand, but, I stick them on the bamboo, and it just goes really fast. It doesn't take long at all, but I don't know. We'll see. I was actually kind of hoping that I would like the dipping method because, like I said, you just take a couple minutes, you dip, you hang it, you walk off, So I feel like if I could master a way of doing the dipping method that I liked, that was convenient for me, then I could do both methods, just depending on how quickly I needed my beads, I could use whichever method was going to work best. So I'm still kind of hoping that I end up with a dipping method that I really like to use, because sometimes if there's a lot of beads to do, it would just be a lot more convenient to dip it and let it hang dry. There we go. That's pretty. There's a little bit of wordage in there, but I guess that's not a bad thing to have a few words in your beads. You can't really, just a few letters, but you can't even really see them, I don't think, if you were wearing it as a necklace. So Donna brushes the first coat and then you dip. Oh, does that make them smoother, I wonder? Because I bet you if the first coat sort of, so when I brush the first coat, it's always harder. The first coat is there's more friction as the paper's absorbing it, but then the second coat glides on so smooth. I'm betting that's why you do it, because when you brush it. Oh, what a good tip, Gina. You turn them upside down every hour? So you babysit your beads. That is hilarious. Gina babysits her beads. I'm totally going to have to remember that. Okay. So that could be part of why I had the little crusty ends on the cone beads. Number one, because they were cone shaped and they were kind of spooning inside each other. And then number two, because I did not turn them. I did not babysit them. So that could be a problem. So I may need to do 1 or 2 strands of these guys and see if I need to be turning them. Donna, your living room is a mess. Yeah, and you know what? I even have a craft room. Our bonus room is now my craft room. But I still end up doing it on the kitchen table because my kitchen and living room is one big room. And I want to be down there with everybody else. I don't want to be up here by myself. So I'll take my glazing stuff down there and I'll do the glazing down there. And then it gets everywhere. But I mean, you know, crafting it's a mess. And I don't have one of those pretty craft rooms like you see with like all the white cabinets. Like I have these shelves behind me that are pretty awesome that we got. There was a bookstore closing down and we went and bought the shelves from them. And that's how I got these cool shelves behind me. But yeah, I don't have like the really nice white shelving in my craft room and all the gorgeous storage boxes and stuff. You have a box for dipping your beads. I've seen people do it on a sponge. Instead of brushing, they roll the bead on a sponge. I thought of trying that method as well for a video, but I feel like that would give it not as smooth of a texture on the surface because of the sponge texture, whereas the brush makes it nice and glassy. Oh, your husband uses the brother? That is pretty cool. See, I like it when the guys get in on the fun with the crafting. That is pretty awesome. So mine has not rolled. Well, I mean, he tried rolling paper beads, but he hasn't gotten into it. He does help actually make the rollers, but he doesn't really do the rolling. But he started a YouTube channel recently. So it's kind of neat that my husband and I now have YouTube in common. But he has way more followers than me already. He like zoomed past me so fast. But that's okay. I'm happy for him. He does drag racing. That's his hobby. So he started a drag racing channel on Mother's Day. And he already has 3,000. He hit 3,000 subscribers today to my 670 that I've had all year. But he had so he had 50 subscribers on Mother's Day when we woke up that morning, right? And he'd only been doing it like a week. So he had 50 subscribers, and all of a sudden I'm looking. We're at my mother-in-law's because my mom lives in another state. So we were visiting my mother-in-law, and all of a sudden he had 145, and then he had 200, and I'm like, John, look, and he's like, you're not gonna believe this. So there's another YouTuber who races with him locally who had like 67,000 followers. Like he's been doing it for years and he's pretty popular. And he did a video and told all of his followers to go follow my husband's channel. It was awesome. I mean, that was so nice of him to do that. So he ended up getting like 2,000 subscribers like within a week. It was amazing. Donna, you have a YouTube page? You need to post your channel. Post your link to your channel. I want to see what it is. We can all come check you out. Let's see. Yeah, Kim, I don't think people have that kind of craft room too. Like, I think the people who do get to post it, and I'm very happy for them, and I love to see it. But yeah, I think most of us just have like whatever corners we can eke out of our houses. And that's a great point too. You'd rather spend your money on craft supplies than pretty furniture. I'm with ya. Totally with ya. Kim, I know, right? I know. We need to tell Catherine. It's different though. Most of her folks, I don't know if they would like to paper bead roll though. They're more stampers, but they probably have a lot of extra paper to use up. So there you go, right? Donna, you've got 12. What do you do on yours, Donna? Do you do crafts or do you paper beads? What do you do? If you need shelves for your craft room, you guys, I just bought from IKEA, and I got it. There is an IKEA in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is like 3 hours from here, but I did not go down there. I actually ordered it online, and it got delivered for free. So they're, I'll have to look up what they're called. Now I can't remember the name, but they're these little they're metal, and they're $9.99 a piece, and they're little kind of 3 feet shelves with 3 shelves in them, and they come, if you buy the set of 3 of them, 2 of them come with actual zipper covers. So I bought 2 sets of those to store product on, and then I can zip it up because we've got, you know, I have cats and stuff, and that way the cats can't get into anything, and it protects all the product that I have from getting dusty or anything like that. So, but they were literally $9.99 a piece, and then if you order the 3 shelves together, it was even cheaper, and it comes with the covers. So that was a great deal. But I'll look up and see what they're called. But if you look at IKEA, and I think they build them more as garden shelves, but they're like a real pretty dark gray metal. So they're not, they're perfectly fine for indoors. And they come with the little, you have to put them together, of course, but they have the little plastic feet, so you won't have metal on your carpet. Cool, Donna, I'm going to check you out when we get done here. I'm almost through. I'm surprised how many beads I've managed to make. This is cool. I might have enough for my video now. All right, so you guys are serious? You really would want these painted ones? Because if you are, I seriously, I will put up like a little, like a pre-order thing, so I'll just make them for whoever wants them. I mean, why not, right? They are kind of prettier than the wood ones. I guess it just depends, though, if you like the wood look. And they're smoother in my hand. The wood ones can be a little bit grainy sometimes. Donna, 96 videos. It's like as many as I have. It might even more than I have. How much are they? That's a great question, Gwen. Hadn't even thought about it. I think they're probably very close to how much the regular ones are, because I won't need to lacquer them, right? So, but they do take a little more work to do, so maybe like $1 more? I sound very convincing, don't I? Yeah, they're going to be real close to the same price as the other ones, I think. They may, if we do them as a set, there will be discounts. So, but I would say maybe like $1 more per roller, and then if you buy the set, it'll be less than $1, just to make up for the extra effort and time is probably what I would need to do. Yeah, probably. I will say though, if you can see this, there's some glue on there. So I never see that stuff. I mean, it gets on there with the wooden ones, but you don't see it because it kind of hides in. But I'm hoping it will wipe right off. Yeah, look, it'll wipe right off with this paint, because this is an enamel paint that I use. So yeah, it wipes clean. But these will get messier, it looks like, and you'll be able to see it, whereas you don't see it on the wood ones. The wood ones wipe off too, because I make sure they're coated with the protectant seal. Just be aware though, these ones will look a little bit messier as you're working. Hey Kimberly! Oh, awesome! You need to send me a picture. I want to see your purse pulls. I'll post them on my I'll post it on my Facebook page, and I'll give people your link if you want. If you have more of them to sell. Do you sell online, or do you just sell at tables? Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad that you won. But yeah, if you want me to, send me a picture and send me a link to where people could order them from you, and I will post it for you. I think we should all help each other out like that. Don't you guys think so? I mean, if we can all help each other, and you know, we can all go follow Donna's YouTube channel, and we can all look at Kimberly's purse pulls, and we can all like these painted paper bead rollers. We can all help each other out. I think that's awesome. Let's see. This is the blue, so this is the 1/8 inch, but I can do all of them I could do all of them in the full paint if you guys want them. The regular, so if you buy them singly, they are, okay, I'm going to have to go look. They're 12, right? $12.99. And then if you buy them in sets, you get discounts. So let me go just pull up the website so I get the prices right. You would think that I would know, but I don't focus on that too much. Okay, let me see. I might be able to switch over and show you guys the website. Let me see. Give me just a sec. Ooh, I think I might be able to do that. Hold on. Then I can just show it to you. Okay. So that's the painted one that I have. The website is loading up. Hold on. It's slow because we are living here. Okay. All right, let me see if I can switch this over. All right, can you guys, oh geez. You're able to see my, Alright, well maybe that's not going to work because you're seeing my whole mess all over it. Let's see. Alright, let me try to get, yeah, it's blocked by all the back end stuff. So let me just give you the prices. Look at that, Donna. You're going to like double your followers. Everybody's going to subscribe. That is awesome. Okay. So the whole set is the whole set of 6 bead rollers. Oh, here we go. Now we cleared off all that mess. Now you're able to see. Okay. Nope. Now it's back. That's okay. I think we're good. Okay. So I think you guys can see this now. Let me go back and look. There we go. Okay. Okay, sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, so the set of 6 is $65.99, and that's all 6 rollers, including the peach, which is the biggest one that does the 5mm if you want to do snake bracelets. And then there's the set of 5, which was the original largest set that I had, which is $51.99. Then you can get these 3. It's the green, the purple, and the yellow. Also, you can also get for $22.99 the red and the blue. So what I recommend for people if you're just starting out is and you don't want to buy the whole set, of course I would recommend get the whole set of at least the 5 set. But if you only want to buy a couple, the red and blue are probably your most versatile to start with. The blue is the easiest to use because it does better with all different widths of paper. So you can do small paper beads with the blue, you can do large paper beads with the blue. It just is a little more versatile. If you're only going to start with 1 or 2, I would go with the blue and the red. Yep, and then from there, I would say the set of 5 or the set of 6. The peach one is the best for when you're wanting to do the snake bracelets with the grommets and all that good stuff. And then if you want to do the Euro beads with the grommets, but you're not using snake chain, then I would use the purple or lavender one. It goes with the 4mm grommets. So hopefully that didn't confuse everybody. If you're gonna start out and you only want 1 or 2, I would do blue and red. There's the set right there. If you are going to do the Euro beads, then you want the lavender. If you're not going to use the snake chain, and if you're going to use snake chain, you have to have the peach because it's the only one big enough. It's just the right size for the snake chain. All right, so I'm going to flip us back. There we go. And check my chat. Thanks, Kim. Yes, email me. Big hugs back. All right, guys. So I think that we're about done since I've got most of my beads done. Thank you for hanging out with me while we did this. You'll see these again in the dipping video. Don't forget, enter to win that $10 gift card and give me some feedback. Click that survey. I mean, even if you answer negative to the first question, that's fine. You still get to enter for the gift card. The point is that you took the time to give me your feedback, and that's what I really appreciate. So just be honest and give me your answers, and put in your email for the gift card, and we'll draw that. I think it was July 6th is the date. We're going to draw that because I'd really like to get some good feedback on this survey. The link is in the description. And so everybody make sure you subscribe to Donna's channel. Watch my Facebook page for Kimberly's purse pulls because she's going to send me a picture. I'm going to post those for her. And yeah, that's it. So fill out the survey and get some sleep tonight, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. New video on Sunday evening, so watch for that. And I'll put these up with the pricing for you guys in case you want them. I think it'd be kind of neat to do. So, all right, let's flip over so I can at least wave goodbye. And there I am. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I really enjoy doing these lives, and I appreciate that you take the time to come chat with me. You guys are awesome. Absolutely the best ever. All right. No, Valerie left. She said goodbye earlier. Thank you, Gina. I'm glad you stopped by. Thanks, Gwen. Bye, Donna. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys.